And the tape is now back in place. They turn to come in once again. Flags go up again. They're off. Away second time for the Sky Bet Peter Marsh chase. They're on their way to the first. It's a short run to it. Mr. Vango in the cheek piece is handy, with the grey Bill Baxter towards the far side. Imagine. The hoop sleeves and cap for Paul O'Brien in the leading line, and so too is Iwilldoit. Note the change of colours now, the dark blue and red, but a white on the sleeves for Dylan Johnston aboard Iwilldoit, who's in third place under the judge with 2 circuits of the Haydock chase course ahead of them. Mr. Vango leading them around the paddock turn from Imagine and Iwilldoit. Richmond Lake on the inner. Bill Baxter, having jumped off handily, has drifted back, and he's now just about last of a well-grouped field as Royale Pagaille, the pale pink silks for Charlie Deutsch, settles slightly worse than midfield, tracking the likes of Iwilldoit and Imagine. Trelawn in the sheepskin noseband is held up, and Royale Pagaille's stablemate Shambar, the yellow cap for Lucy Turner, racing widest of all as they set off across the far side at around 28 miles an hour or so and move towards the second. Mr. Vango taking them to it and jumping well, and not so Bill Baxter, who hit it halfway up and has unseated Dara Davis. Bill Baxter left his mark in the fence. He's galloped off, absolutely none the worse in pursuit of the others. Dara is, I think, about to get to his feet. Richmond Lake was in close the third. Shambar's hit the last 2 as well. Dara's slightly obscured, from my view, by the big screen, so I can't definitively confirm that he is up, but I'll try and keep you posted as Mr. Vango leads them midway down the back straight for the first time. Shambar not really having a cut at the early fences, and they're moving on towards the 5th. Mr. Vango over Imagine and Iwilldoit. Shambar hit that one again. He's collecting fences on the way round at the moment. Shambar, he should know better at his age. They're moving on towards the open ditch at the end of the back straight. Mr. Vango and Imagine over Iwilldoit and Royale Pagaille. Richmond Lake will have the inner into the turn. The white sleeves and cap for Brian Hughes. Then the nose-banded Trelawn, and Shambar remains last of all. They've moved through the first mile or so of the Sky Bet Peter Marsh. It's been a pretty even gallop down the back straight. They're still around the 27-28 mile an hour mark. And Mr. Vango leads them on to the next line of fences. Over Imagine, Royale Pagaille won from the left on straightening alongside the nose-banded Trelawn. Then Richmond Lake and Iwilldoit, and Shambar is last of those in competitive action, with Bill Baxter still running loose, having departed at the second fence. Mr. Vango leading them on towards the open ditch, the 8th. Over Imagine, Royale Pagaille charting a wide course up the straight. Charlie Deutsch is keen, it would seem, to get as close to the stand side right as he can. He didn't treat that with much respect, Royale Pagaille. Trelawn has travelled well under Tom Bellamy, the black and pink, as Mr. Vango leads Imagine, Royale Pagaille and Trelawn towards the third of the line of fences up the straight. Then Iwilldoit and Richmond Lake, and Shambar remains last of all. I think Dara Davis is up okay after that unseat. Looks as though they're going to be jumping the first fence over on the far side, as Imagine with the hoop sleeves joins Mr. Vango at the end of a circuit. Royale Pagaille, Trelawn, Iwilldoit in the dark blue and red, and Richmond Lake on the far side are pretty much in a line in behind the leading pair, and 3 or 4 lengths away to the pushed along Shambar. So one more circuit ahead of them, and they're scheduled to be jumping a further 9 from here. Mr. Vango, with stamina in abundance, setting the fractions. Imagine, though, is almost alongside. Trelawn a close third. Richmond Lake on the inner of the former Welsh National winner, Iwilldoit. Royale Pagaille just being squeezed very briefly into the bridle there. Last of the main cluster. He's only got his stablemate Shambar behind him, and Shambar looks to have been struggling for a while. And Royale Pagaille at this stage has just dropped a couple of lengths off the pursuers, but there's still 1.25 miles or so to travel, and a lot of jumping yet to be done. Mr. Vango over Imagine. Royale Pagaille again going wide. Trelawn hunting up the leaders, with Richmond Lake on the inner of Iwilldoit, and this gap back to Shambar. Now they're moving on towards the 12th and approaching the final mile or so of the race. Mr. Vango and Jack Tudor over Imagine, and Paul O'Brien. Good jump from Iwilldoit. Trelawn is a close 4th. Richmond Lake, Brian Hughes sitting quietly on the near side. Far side, Charlie Deutsch now sending Royale Pagaille a little bit closer to the lead. Chambard still going, but behind him. And Royale Pagaille missed out. He hit that one halfway up. He really did give that a whack, Royale Pagaille. It cost him a few lengths on the others. He left his mark in the fence. And he needs to recover his poise after that mistake. And he wasn't very good there either. Shifting to his left, Royale Pagaille, last but one. And has work to do now to try and get back into the race as they approach the final fence on the far side. Mr. Vango, Imagine, and Iwilldoit going up between them. And that mistake looks as though it shot Royale Pagaille's confidence, because he's now toiling. He jumped way out to his left. He's only got the tailed off Chambard behind him, and it looks as though we're down to 5 who have a serious chance in the Sky Bet Peter Marsh. They're heading for the last half mile. Mr. Vango against the rail. Iwilldoit in the dark blue and red is upsides. Imagine wide. Richmond Lake being finessed into it in behind. Still Brian Hughes sitting quietly, the white cap. Then Trelawney. Looks like Royale Pagaille and Chambard are being pulled up, and the rest are heading towards the 4th last. Iwilldoit in the centre. Mr. Vango on the far side, who still had a slender lead. Imagine is now ridden along. Still Richmond Lake is held together. Trelawney is working hard to get on terms. Iwilldoit and Mr. Vango drawing towards the 3rd last. The open ditch. Mr. Vango just had the lead. Trelawney made a mistake when disputing 3rd with Richmond Lake. The latter is now asked to try and close. They've still got a quarter mile to go, and they've got 2 fences to jump. Mr. Vango on the right, just ahead from Iwilldoit. 3 lengths to Richmond Lake, and then Trelawney back in 4th from Imagine. Moving on down now towards the last in the Sky Bet Peter Marsh. Mr. Vango and Iwilldoit, 2 stout stayers over at clear of Richmond Lake back in 3rd, and it's Mr. Vango who continues to power on. Iwilldoit looked a threat, but he's nothing more to offer. Richmond Lake is staying on, but it's Mr. Vango. A big day for Sara Bradstock and Jack Tudor as Mr. Vango outstays them to win the Sky Bet Peter Marsh. From Iwilldoit, Richmond Lake, Trelawney and Imagine, the last to complete. Royale Pagaille and Chambard, having both pulled up, are walking back up the track.
The Sky Bet Peter Marsh has went away of Mr. Vango, trained by Sara Bradstock, ridden by Jack Tudor. I think you won him on his debut here, didn't you?
Yeah, I did,
a while
yeah.
ago.
3 mile novice hurdle.
Yeah.
Probably 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for a 9-year-old, he's at, I guess, 10th career start, 6th start over fences.
Yeah. Listen, he's fairly lightly raced, I suppose, for his age. You can see he's a very big horse. I imagine he's hard to get spot on for the big days. But to be fair to Sara and the team, they've got him shining for today.
How'd the race pan out?
Yeah, perfectly really. The plan was to get the lead, use his jumping and keep going forward. He obviously stayed a lot further last time. He loves testing ground. Probably prefers it more testing again. So I was keen to really make it a right test. And fair play to him. He's galloped all to the line and hasn't missed a beat with his jumping. I
wonder what the plan might be. Something like Midlands National, something would be a good rider, wouldn't he?
I'd imagine so. Yeah, have to see what the handicapper does now and where that sort of puts him. But he's a proper staying chaser anyway.
For you to bag the job of the pipes is going great, but to bag a big race like the Peter Marsh is great.
Yeah, having a great season. I'm very lucky since joining David. That the horse is running real well, and Christian's still a massive supporter. And we've ridden a couple of nice Saturday winners this year, and sitting on a few real nice young horses. So yeah, the future's bright.
Exciting times. Well done.
Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.